Hello YouTubers, akarahman here. Today I will teach you how to use the pen tool in Adobe Photoshop CC. Now this tutorial is common for all the Photoshop versions because the pen tool is obviously mostly the same in all the versions of Photoshop. I will cover how to use the pen tool, what are the keyboard shortcuts, when to use it, and use it in the optimum possible way. I will also cover how to draw 5 different shapes entirely independently using the pen tool itself. Some of the shapes which I am going to cover in this tutorial are this one, this, a circle, a moon shape, and even a tick shape. So without any delay, and this being said, let's get started. So whenever you use Photoshop, by default the Move tool is selected. As you can see on the screen, the pointer shows the symbol of the Move tool, this one. And the Move tool is the first tool in the left corner of the tools section. You can see Move tool and V is written in the bracket for V is the shortcut for it. Whenever you want to use the pen tool, use the letter P. P is the shortcut for the pen tool. And in the tools corner, the pen tool stands here. And you see in the bracket P is written. So P is the shortcut for the pen tool. So in my keyboard right now, I will press the P button. And you can see the pointer change. You see the pen tool symbol comes up on the screen, and over here in the left corner the pen tool gets selected. Now we know that the Move tool is for V, so to confirm I will show you. If I press the V button on my keyboard, the Move tool comes up again. The Move tool pointer comes up and the Move tool has been selected. So to start, let's get to the P button again, and we have the pen tool. I always recommend all of y'all to use the keyboard shortcut P to use the pen tool because I don't want any of you to mess up around with the tools in the left hand side corner, finding and searching the tool using their symbols, and this helps you to save a lot of time. A lot means a lot. If you use the keyboard and try to remember the shortcuts, I am definitely saying that you will save a lot of time and achieve great success. So to use the pen tool, for example, if I want to start from this point over here, somewhere over here, then I have to press the left click once and you see an anchor point comes up. This is an anchor point. Now in this case, this is the first anchor point or the starting anchor point. In case you want a straight line using a pen tool and you want the line to end somewhere over here, then you can left click once again. Now this is the second anchor point and the last anchor point in our case. And you see the line is exactly straight. So this is the starting anchor point, this is the ending anchor point, and two anchor points create one straight line. So now in case you want a curve instead of a straight line. If you want a curved line, once again, for example, left click here to start, and this time don't just leave your click during the end. Click and hold. I will show you. I just clicked and I have not left the click button. It is on hold, and drag it down. When you drag, you see two handles come up and a curve comes up. If you drag it upwards, the curve comes down, and the longer the handle, the more the curve. The shorter the handle, the less is the curve. So we can clearly see that these handle adjust the intensity of the curve. Not only the intensity, they also handle the curve's direction. If I take it somewhere here, it starts curving near the anchor point. And if I take it there, it curves more in the starting anchor point. So this is how it works. Now let's say you want to start with a starting anchor point having two handles. How to do that? Press the shift button on the keyboard and left click. Don't leave the left click this time, and drag. You see two handles come up in the starting anchor point itself. And again, for the second anchor point, you can click and drag. So this is to bring a curve in this point also, and in this point too. So for a curve, I always recommend you all to start and end with anchor points having handles, because the curve is always best if two handles are on the ends. So now, if you want to create some shape here, somewhat like this, and you leave the left click. Now you want to adjust the curviness and the position of the curve. What to do? There is a solution. You can press the control button, and this brings the direct selection tool. You can see the mouse pointer change. When I leave the control button, the pen tool comes back. Again, if I press the control button, the direct selection tool comes up. This is a shortcut. So if you press control and the direct command in case if you are using a Mac, and control in case you are using a Windows PC. So using the direct selection tool, you can adjust this point, control this point, control this point, and control this point. So control controls, that means the direct selection tool controls the anchor points, this one and this one, and both the handles. So for example, if you want to shift the starting anchor point here, you use the direct selection tool using the control button, then left click on the anchor point, then again click and drag wherever you want to place it. For example, here in this case. And again, if you want to control the ending anchor point, you can press the control button, left click on the anchor point, and place it somewhere you wish. For example, here in this case. Now to control the handle, of course, either you can press control button, click on this anchor point and move it around, or you can also press the control button, click on the anchor point and move it around. Now, for example, you want one more curve over here starting from the ending point of this curve. So what we can do is again click somewhere here. We get a nice curve here. But you don't want this curve to be so much over here. So what you have to do, control the handle using the control button in a personal Windows PC and command in a Mac. So using the direct selection tool, left click on the handle, adjust it around the way you want. If you make it bigger, the intensity of the curves becomes more. If you keep it small, the intensity of the curve becomes small. And if you move it around here, but what you see, if you are editing or controlling this handle, the curviness of this part also changes because these two handles are connected with each other. If I would say I want to use the handle to control the curviness of this line only, yes, we have a solution for that too. Press the Alt button on your keyboard and click on the point where the two handles join, just like this. So this takes away the handle. The Alt button takes away the handle from an anchor point. So press Ctrl Z to bring it back. So now we know the Alt button is for taking away the handles from an anchor point. But in this case, we did not want to take away the handles from an anchor point. We wanted to control only one handle instead of both the handles. So we can press the Alt button, click on the handle which we want to control and drag. You can see it moves only the handle which we want to control. For example, I want a curve like this. So now we also know that the Alt button controls or breaks the handle and helps you control a single handle instead of both the handles. It breaks the handle, that means it separates this handle from this one, and it also helps you control the handle which you have selected. Now again, if I want a curve over here, something like this, again click somewhere here. But what you see, it did not curve. You know why? Because this anchor point here did not have a handle, and even this one doesn't have, because we forgot to drag it. We just clicked it and left it out. So what you can do, you can add handle to this one and this one too. How to do that? Yes, I have the solution again. Press the Alt button, click on the anchor point and drag like this. In here, over here also, press the Alt button, click on the anchor point. So this was it, as simple as that. Now let's begin creating a shape. We want to create a shape here. So we can start from anywhere on the point here. Let us zoom it around. When I click somewhere over here, now very important thing which I would like to tell is by default, if you are using the pen tool, the path option is selected. We don't want to create a path. We want to create a shape. So click on it and select the shape option. We can make it 0 because we don't want. Okay, we can leave it as 1. This is the thickness of the lines of the shape, and this is the fill. I will talk about it later. So for example, I click over here. Now I can click once again over here, and we see a straight line comes up, and we want a curve over here. So we can click and drag. Okay. Now when we click somewhere over here, what happens? This curves a bit, but we did not want any curve. This curve comes because of this handle. So for that, let's press Ctrl Z, and what we can do is press the Alt button, take this handle and keep it straight so that the line which comes up comes straight. Or what we can do is we can press the Alt button and click. So what happens is the extra curve, extra handle goes away. I'll show you once again for doing in the next part over here. So let's press Alt and take away the handle once again because I had hit Ctrl Z. Okay, so we come up straight over here and click here. Now if you are using a pen tool and you are zoomed a lot, so what you can do is press the space bar on the keyboard and click and drag and adjust the dashboard. And for zooming it with a shortcut, you can press the Alt and scroll up and down to zoom in and zoom out. So over here, you can click here and drag. Now if you press the Alt button and click on this anchor point, the upcoming handle goes away. So from this we can see that the handle over here which we have removed recently controls the curve of the upcoming line, whereas the handle in the back over here controls the curve of this, as we saw in the first part of the video. So again we can come straight over here and we can come here and drag. Press the Alt button on the keyboard and click on the anchor point to take away the handle. One more anchor point over here. The lesser the anchor points, the more efficient you are. Remember this. Click over here. Press Alt. Click on the anchor point. Take away the handle. Drag. Now we see the starting point was here. Now when you click on your starting anchor, you see circle comes around here. That means it shows the figure is going to get bounded from all the sides. So we click here and press enter. So this is the shape which we wanted. Exactly the same. Now to fill this shape, you can come to the fill and select your favorite color to fill it up. Now you can also adjust the color of this boundary using this one over here, the stroke, which we call in Photoshop, and you can choose your favorite color from here. You can also adjust the thickness of this stroke. Let's make it 5 pixels. It becomes thick. Simple as that. So let's move on to the next shape. This one. Let's make it 1 pixel back. Let's change the color to black and no fill. So starting from this point, this is a simple shape though, because we don't have any curves here. We just have to click. So we will need the maximum 2, 2, 4, 6 anchor points. Will serve the purpose. You see, a circle comes around, that means it shows the figure is going to get closed and bounded from all the sides. And press enter. Now you can see this is the shape that we wanted. Again, you can fill it with your favorite color and mess around with it as much as you want. Now let's come up to a third shape, which is a circle. Now obviously we could use the shape tool from here and use the ellipse tool to create a circle like this. But since this is a tutorial, I will show it how to make a circle using a pen tool exclusively, keeping other things apart from the strategies. So let's make it 1 pixel again, no stroke, and I'll make it black. Okay, since this is a completely curved shape, so we want to start the anchor point with handles. Okay, so we use the pen tool using the P button on the keyboard and not this one by clicking over here, and we can click, don't leave the click, press the shift button and drag. Okay, now we can come up somewhere over here, click, use the shift button, not alt, use the shift button to adjust the angles. We get a perfect angle, so you can use the shift button to adjust the angle and keep it straight. So it comes somewhere around here. Now we click here, press the shift button and drag somewhere here. One more click, press the shift button and drag somewhere around here, and this will be our final click. But what you see, this is not perfect here. So what you can do is press the control button, click on the anchor point, we get the handles back. Now we can press the alt button, drag and adjust the curviness. Over here also we can press the control button, click here, we get the handles. Now we can press the alt button, click on this point and adjust it somewhere here. We need to adjust this one again and this one also a bit. This one can come here. Okay, so this one can come here and this one can be adjusted till here. Now again we need to press the control button and click. Now we can press the alt button again. Now this has to come here a bit. Okay, and over here this has to come here. Now we press the enter button. Now see, it is almost a nice looking circle. Now to save time, we won't be changing these colors anymore. You know what to do with it. So the next shape is the moon shape. Let's make it very quick. One point here. Another can be somewhere over here. Click and drag. Use the shift. No, we don't need a shift this time because it is not a perfect angle. Okay, so it comes somewhere over here. Now we need to break the handle because this handle will bring, let's see what happens. Let's click over here. Yes, we need to break the handle and we don't want a handle over here, so we press the alt button, click, press the alt button and adjust the handle, this one and this one also. This handle has to come somewhere here, and this has to come here. So the adjustment has been done. Now we can click somewhere over here, drag. Okay, now we can click somewhere over here and drag, and we can end the shape. Now ending the shape doesn't solve our problem, so we need to come up with a handle on this anchor point. What we need to use is Alt, because the Alt button does three things. What are they? They take away the handles, they bring back the handles, and they also break the handles and help them adjust. So we press the Alt and drag. So now doing this, what we see, we need to break the handle to adjust the curviness. We need to press Ctrl. We need to press Alt, sorry, not Control, Alt to break the handles. Click on it and drag it somewhere here. And again Alt and drag it somewhere here. So this we have to press Ctrl and select this anchor point. We get back the handle. We need to press Alt and adjust the curve using this handle by breaking it. So now we see we can press enter, and this is the perfect moon shape using the pen tool. So the last and the final but not the least, this one. We will make it very quick because in the beginning it was a tutorial, so I wanted you all to understand it very clearly. So we will go fast in this one. Click, click, and you can follow my tip over here. Click. I'm not going to set any curves right now. I will just click on the points. Click, click, closed. Now I can put the handles on each anchor point wherever we want to put it and adjust it to make the work easier. So we need an anchor point over here and here to adjust this curve, here and here to adjust this one, also over here to adjust this one, and we can adjust this curve also once we get handles on these 2 points. So let's do it real quick. Press the Alt button and sorry, not in the opposite direction, in this direction, because we have started from this point and we were going this way, so we have to drag on that way also. So we can use the Alt button again to break the handle. So the curve comes somewhere around here, and in this one there is a little curve, so it comes somewhere around here. Again the Alt button and drag. Now Alt button to break the handle somewhere on this point over here, and for this one it is going to be somewhere here. We need to adjust it back. Yes, just like this. Now you can work real hard on this to make it look exactly the same. I am just making a rough diagram. Now again Alt, bring the handle, break the handle. I am pressing the Alt button right now just so that you can remember it. Whatever I am doing right now is using the Alt button. Alt button on the keyboard and adjustments. Again Alt button on the keyboard, bring the anchor point. Again Alt button on the keyboard, break the anchor point and adjust it. It's like this. Okay, somewhere here. Now this one too. So one handle will serve this purpose. Now you press enter and see our shape. It is exactly the way we want it. So from this tutorial guys, I want you all to keep in mind the control button brings the direct selection tool, which helps you to do what? It helps you to control all the anchor points and all the handles. Now the alt button brings the now the alt button helps you for three things. It is 1. Take away the handles from an anchor point. 2. Bring back the anchor points in a particular anchor point. And 3. It helps you break the handles and adjust them. One more thing I would like to tell you all is that, for example, in this shape over here, which we are currently doing, we want some anchor points here too. So for that, make sure when you use the pen tool, this auto add or delete is selected. Now for that, what you want to do is select the shape which you are working on, go to the paths, because all the paths which we draw comes in this section. Select the path and click over here. Select the path, press the control button and select your path. Now select your path using the control. Now for doing that, what you need to do is select the shape which you are working on, come to paths, press the control button, click on your shape. Now you can see you can edit it. So when this comes up and you come on the stroke somewhere, you see a plus symbol comes on the pen tool. See it very close. For you I am going to, okay, that is not going to get zoomed obviously. See it very close. The plus symbol comes on the pen tool. That means you want to add an anchor point here. Okay. In the same way, if you, for example, if you want to remove this anchor point again, then if you click come up to the anchor point, you see a minus symbol comes up. So you can click on it and it goes away. Now this disrupts our design, so we can press Alt and adjust this a bit like this. So this is only possible if you have checked on this auto add and delete in the pen tool. Do like my video, please share if you can. Also comment if you have any query. I will try my best to reply you all guys personally. Keep watching. Enjoy.